If your day starts with gas station breakfast and ends completely drained, stay with me because energy, discipline, and performance, they don't just happen. You either fuel them or you lose them.
No more burnout, no more fear. We'll build it strong, make it clear. Not just a grind, but a dream that's true. Building a business that works for you.
And today we're getting into exactly what you've been missing. And real quick, if your business needs more visibility, more leads, and you want to know exactly where you stand, go check out my AI Visibility Fix scorecard. That's at ai-visibility-fix.com. It'll only take you a couple minutes. You'll see where you stand visibly, what's working, what's not, and exactly how to fix it. All right, let's dive right in because today I've got someone who doesn't just talk about fitness. He helps people fix the habits, the discipline, and the daily decisions that are either fueling their life or draining it. Remi Rory is the founder of the MNE Method. That's mindset, nutrition, and exercise. And he works with busy professionals to help them take back control of their energy, their focus, and their performance. With a background in the Air Force, he brings a level of structure and discipline that most people are missing. And today, we're breaking down how that actually applies in the real world, especially if you're running on job sites, long days, and living out of the truck half the time. Welcome, Rory.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it, and I'm honored to be here.
Wonderful. Let's get right to it. Coming from the Air Force, what's one thing about discipline that most people get completely wrong?
That it's there forever. Usually most people blame their biggest issues on discipline. And they say stuff like, oh, I just wasn't disciplined enough. And I always challenge that because I try to invite people to look at where in life they've accomplished something that they set out to do. So discipline usually isn't the problem. You're disciplined enough. And also that discipline is fleeting. So you may wake up one day and feel super disciplined to do something. And the next day, you may not have that same level of discipline. So you can't rely on discipline alone. I try to teach systems. Systems mixed with discipline, that's where you'll go on ultra speed.
Yeah. It's, there's a level of discipline, but it doesn't stand on a good point. Good point. Okay. So if you're someone out there and they're, they keep falling back into these same habits, even when they know it's.
Aaron, please go downstairs with eating for me, okay? I know, you'll get that. Go downstairs with eating and I'll talk to you as soon as I'm done. Thank you. Sorry, I knew that was going to happen. Pardon me. That should be the last interruption.
Just myself here.
Okay.
I'm on speakers.
Sounds like I'm getting a lag too.
Let me say something. Say hello, Remi.
Yes, hello? Can you hear me?
Hardly. You just seem like you're so.
Let me see. Cut my volume up here. I got my speaker on. Microphone. It's crazy that it just switched. I could use my iPhone. Let me see if
I got a bit on my side. I think I've got to take care of on my side. Okay. So Remi, why do you think people keep falling back into the same habit even when they know exactly what they should be doing?
I honestly think that a lot of people haven't really captured the system that will get them to success. Most of us know what we should be doing, right? We know we should be eating healthier. We know we should be moving. And honestly, with the explosion of AI now, you could go online and get a meal plan, get a workout, all of those things. But if you haven't implemented a system, teaching business, if you don't have that system, it's not going to work.
Cool. Great. Do you have, we'll get into a little bit. You have a couple systems I think that we're going to get into for just a little bit. Let's touch on nutrition because, my peeps, I can remember this, Dad and I had a little kind of tradition to start out with because you kind of do the breakfast at the gas station. You're fueling everything up. You're, heading out to the job site and we kind of had a honey bun habit. But,
Yeah.
there are people really trying to get their breakfast at the gas station. Like, this is not nutrition. We all know that. But how, when they're dealing with job sites, trucks, gas station, how do they realistically start eating better? Because we're talking lunch breakfast. Maybe they're cooled, maybe they're not. How do they start eating better without overcomplicating it?
Yeah, I think the first thing I try to do is implement the mindset part of MNE, right?
Okay.
So if I can get someone in the right mindset that a gas station should only be used to fuel the car, right?
That's
That's
not
it.
real fuel, right?
It's not real fuel.
Those
Um,
power drinks too, that a lot of people think those are fuel. Those you're just asking to crash.
it's sugar, and that's
Yeah.
the fuel that you're getting, which
Sugar and
ultimately is
caffeine.
exactly sugar and caffeine. And people are banging those all day, unfortunately, and
They are.
it's wrecking havoc on their nervous system. You're not setting yourself up for success. So what I do say is try to prioritize you. So pull your truck. If you could stop at a gas station, you could stop at a grocery store, right? Like, so skip the gas if you don't have to stop for gas and maybe just go to a grocery store. Obviously, you can't get a cooked meal, but you can buy Whole Foods, grab you some fruit, grab a banana, grab an orange, grab a sandwich and lunch meat. That would be better than, some gas station snacks. Look for Whole Foods. The most optimal thing you could do is obviously prepare yourself and bring your lunch. So I actually do train a trucker and um, we basically make his lunches for the week and he takes them on the road with him. Now, he can't find spots to heat stuff up all the time. So a lot of them are cold wraps. But we found a way that he can maintain his diet and still be on the journey to get the weight loss that he's looking to get.
That's great. They say truckers have the worst nutrition habits, or it's the hardest job to do. You're sitting all time. Yeah,
Yeah.
bless those truckers.
Yeah. Well, we need them. We need
Yeah,
them.
we do. I
Yeah.
just enjoy all my Amazon packages that I get to come here and make it here, and my groceries in the grocery store. But yep, we need them. Okay, we're going to switch to exercise, the last of the MNE. A lot of contractors already work physically all day. They're on their knees, bent over, lifting up, down, up a ladder, down a ladder, moving nonstop. So, what
Right.
should they actually be focusing on for their workout when they're not getting, that they're not getting on the job site?
Yeah, anyone like that, I mean, they're naturally physical. I would honestly say the thing that I see most, especially unfortunately amongst men, is a lack of mobility. So as we progress through life, you don't notice that in your 20s and 30s as much. But in your
Even
40s,
women.
50s, and 60s, yeah, anybody, honestly. But I'm
Yes.
particularly poking at the men because even women tend to naturally have a little more hip mobility due to childbirth, whereas guys, none, zero.
Okay.
Um, so I would say, start with something that I call a 5-minute flow. You can YouTube that. And I got it from a guy, Max. He's a trainer in California. And you're basically just spending 5 minutes in the morning going from one movement to another. And you're just essentially stretching, but you're really working your mobility, right? And there's no
Okay.
wrong way to do it. You get on the floor and you move in whatever fashion your brain tells you to go. And just kind of play. I call it play, explore, see what your body can do. Most, people who are doing manual labor, don't need to go to the gym and lift more weights. They're lifting in there every day, right? They need to focus on yoga, stretching, mobility. Now, if you aren't getting that challenge in your work, I would say go get a total body workout. Try not to do splits like arms, legs, chest. Work your total body. The body works together. You never just use your arms to do anything. This is why I don't
Right.
like exercise machines that isolate a muscle group because it doesn't teach the body to work together, which is how the body is designed to work. So yeah, that would be like
Hmm.
my best advice for someone going through that phase.
Okay. And it's called the 5-minute flow workout.
Correct. five
Okay.
minute flow.
Okay. Okay, let's step into your FAR method. You talk about that FAR method. Can you break down in simple, ways and how someone listening could start applying it immediately?
Yeah, totally. So usually when people enter a program, there is no design on how long it should take to get out the program. Right. And everyone
That's
wants
true.
you to
They
go.
want you in it forever,
They
right?
want you in it forever. I'm different. I don't want you in it forever. I'm actually
Okay.
pushing you to get through it. So ultimately, the FAR framework is essentially stands for foundation, acceleration, results. So foundation is where you build a foundation in whatever it is you're trying to learn. And this can apply to anything, right? So whatever it is you're trying to learn, you got to get the foundation. You got to get the basic terms. You got to make it a part of your life, right? And you
Okay.
start to change your identity. Once you get through that, you move to the acceleration so you can build on the foundation. You can start to add on. So, from an exercise perspective, this would be like a progressive overload. If you've been doing bicep curls, now we might take the weight up a little bit. We might make it a archer curl or a different type of curl to try to challenge the body differently because you built the foundation to be able to do it. And then the
Right.
R is for results. And the results phase, I'm pretty much teaching clients how to do this on their own so that they can do it
Uh-huh.
without. And I think that's
Okay.
where, you have to, a lot of people are using AI now to, be intelligent in ways. I'm not against AI. I'm just saying use the AI to teach you. Don't rely on the AI to give you the answer. Because if you don't learn it for yourself, you can't actually implement it. And I feel like it's a little dishonest to be in the marketplace telling people to do things that AI is telling you and you don't know why.
Yeah. For sure. Okay, so how do you think, or how do we know when it's time to move within each one of those steps?
Yeah.
When do
In
you
my
notice
actual
that?
program, there are metrics that you have to hit. So, for instance, to get from the acceleration phase to the results phase, from the exercise perspective, you have to be able to show me that you can progressively overload yourself. These are things I would have taught you back in the foundation phase, right? So or in the acceleration phase, when we first start that, I start teaching you how to do this on your own. And once you show me, hey, I put the weight up myself, that's kind of like a
Right.
clue that, okay, maybe this person is ready. So once you become proficient, then you should probably scale a little higher, but don't bite off more than you can chew quicker than you can swallow.
Okay, what if it pertaining to a better health, what would be like the foundation? What would be some of those pieces?
Yeah, good question. So overall health, general health, I would say foundation would be getting on some type of meal plan. I'm doing that in air quotes because it doesn't have to be a diet. It just has to be a way that you have decided you're going to eat for the rest of your life. It's not for a short time frame. It's not for 6 weeks.
Okay.
This is how I eat forever. And then actually institute that and do it for a month. See if you can actually every day of the week, whatever way you decide to eat, some people say, and make it low barrier to entry. Something as simple as I'm going to eat 80% whole foods. Whole foods, not the store, but one
Right.
ingredient foods, right? Um, and
Right.
then, 20% for the things that are snacky or that you like, or, because we eat for two reasons, nourishment and pleasure. You got to
Right.
check both boxes. From an exercise perspective, that could be as simple as I'm going to go to the gym 3 times a week. That's your foundation. You don't need to make it more complicated than that. Build the
Okay.
habit. The foundation mode is more about habits and making them autopilot.
Okay. Okay. Out of those three pieces, where do you see most people dropping the ball?
Mindset,
Oh,
instantly.
wow.
Yeah. Because I always tell people every week in my program, I give all my clients a weekly grade. Mindset is 50% of that grade. Nutrition is 30% and exercise is 20. I always say you can't out train a bad diet, but you can out diet bad training. But if you don't have the right mindset, none of that works. You won't do any of it. The moment you feel tired, you won't eat right and you won't go to the gym. So if you can focus on curating your mindset, and with that, that's such a general term, I'm more or less speaking about identity. right? Like, who do you see yourself as? A person that's a weightlifter, they're going to go to the gym. It's just by
Yeah,
default. That's what they do. So you have to
right.
start to change your identity. So if you catch yourself saying like, I don't go to the gym, I don't like doing that. That's a mindset issue. We have to work on that until you do identify as someone that goes to the gym, then it'll be a non-negotiable. And just for context, you don't have to go to the gym. I'm just using that. You can work out from home.
Sure.
But yeah,
Right. Just basically saying, I'm somebody that eats healthy and
correct.
is active, versus, I never go to the gym or I never do this.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely have to visualize and definitely get a picture of who you want to be and, where you're coming from. Yeah.
Yeah. You got to see it here first, and then you can put it into action.
Great. This is some solid stuff. And I know there's people listening right now. They're thinking, all right, I need help with this. So if someone wants to work with you, get guidance, or just learn more about what you do, what's the best way for them to connect with you?
Thank you for asking that. Yeah. My website is an awesome place to start. www.mnecoaching.com. And you can connect with me on all socials. MNE Method is my handle on everything.
Yeah, I think I saw you even have like a newsletter that some people can sign up for too.
Correct. Yes,
That's
I do
good.
a weekly newsletter. And I
Weekly.
try
Wow.
not to make it fluff. I'll try to add value. So it's recipes, workouts, exercise, all kinds of things. Mindset coaching in the newsletter.
Great. Okay. So let's talk about the hard truth. What's the truth about health performance that most entrepreneurs or contractors don't want to hear?
It's up to you. Everybody I find wants to pass the buck. I can't do X because of X.
Okay.
There's a workaround for that, right? So don't stop there. Don't
Okay.
accept that anything is failure. You can push through it. You just have to build a system around it.
Yeah. And I might even have to raise my hand and say I'm guilty of that one.
So
Oh,
many of us are. I've been guilty of it myself as well. So I'm not pointing the finger. I just know it and I see it.
yeah. So what's a way around that? You could say it's hard because of this, but I'm going to push through it. How do you
That push through it is tough. A lot of people don't have the mental fortitude to do that.
how do we
Again,
fix
it
that?
goes back to mindset. I say you start telling yourself something small and believable, like I can do tough things, right?
Okay.
That small line, maybe the tough thing isn't a 30-minute workout. Maybe it's a 5-minute flow. You do that and you tell yourself at the end, yeah, I can do tough things. And then you add on to that. Next time it's a 7-minute flow, a 10-minute flow, or actual workout. And you start to build a foundation. Again, the FAR method. Don't bite off more than you can chew, though. So many people try to say, I'm going to start going to the gym 5 days a week. And you've never been in your life. That's a setup. Like make a small adjustment. Go once. And then after you're done, tell yourself, I can do tough things. And start to make that your mantra. And then your brain will start looking for tough things for you to do. And when you find it, go forth, because you'll start proving to yourself that you are the type of person that can conquer. And then that changes your belief, which changes your identity, which changes your life.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I keep thinking of it as a big mountain that I got to climb, and I need to start thinking of it as just a little tough thing I need to do. One tough
One
thing.
foot in front of the other is how you get up the mountain, right?
Yeah.
So
right.
focus on
One
that
bite
one
at a
step.
time is how you eat an elephant, right?
There you go. There you go.
So, Rory, is there anything else maybe that we haven't covered here today? Maybe you'd like to talk about?
The last thing that I do want to share, I kind of just touched on it, is that, our beliefs frame our thoughts. Our thoughts frame our emotions. Our emotions frame our actions, and our actions frame our life. So if there's anything someone is listening can take away from this podcast with me, it would be to start changing the things you believe about yourself, because that's the first part. And you'd be surprised how many people have negative self-talk. They shoot themselves in the foot. I can't do that. That's too difficult. How do you know when you haven't even tried? Right?
Yeah.
So start to believe that you are the type of person that can do the things that you want to do, reverse engineer it, and all the rest will take care of itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually, and this is, we need to, pass this on to generation. I have an acquaintance that I was, not to tell too much, but I was at their home and their little, older than a toddler, their little first grader, let's put it that way, kept saying, I can't, every single thing that they went to do, I can't, I can't, I can't. And this, child was 6 and was not doing much at all. And I was staying there a little short time and I changed just that I can't from, I can. And oh my gosh, it was like a whole human being came out of that child at 6 and she was doing so much. And even the school started talking about, the teachers were like, oh my gosh, she's come out of her shell and she's just, yeah. But it was every other word that came out of her mouth was, I couldn't
And
believe. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, without you knowing it, you probably changed her life forever, because that age, 6 to 9, 10 years old, the brain is really malleable. And if you start to implant, I can't, I can't, I can't, she will grow up thinking that. And every challenge that's put in front of her, she will cower and say, I can't do it. And for you to be able to change her mindset on that, I mean, kudos to you. That's amazing. That's a beautiful thing. You're paying it forward.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you definitely have a big heart for the people that you work with, Remi, and I appreciate you coming and sharing everything here. And thank you for talking to us today and taking the time out of your busy schedule to share these insights with us. You plan, you prepare, and you show up and you teach us about this mindset, nutrition, and exercise. It's not a small thing, and I appreciate it.
Thank you.
It's definitely this knowledge will definitely give them a chance to kind of step it up a bit.
There you
If
go. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, good, thank you. If you're running a business, but running yourself into the crowd at the same time, something does have to change. Because more leads, more jobs, more growth, it doesn't fix burnout. Taking care of your energy, your habits, and your discipline, that's what keeps everything moving forward. That's what keeps you in the game. So don't just listen to this, do something with it. And when you're ready to grow your business the right way, I've got you covered on that side too. And remember to subscribe to the podcast. This is your platform and your voice matters. Thank you, Remi.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.